Hey guys, it's Heather from Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything Gardening. I am ready to start. My seed starting station here is ready to go, and I'm going to walk you through as I go and explain why I do what I do because it probably doesn't make sense because I kind of do things the hard way. But I will be block sowing everything that's in this window. Also, some of the flowers, which I will start in the other one in the other room, and I'll show you that here in a few minutes. Actually, it'll probably be, I don't know, another video. So I buy these at Target. They're these little storage bins, and they're made out of this really flexible, soft kind of plastic. And then I just drill holes in the bottom. And they just are perfect for me. Because I wanted to buy the big kind of containers from, I guess it's Bootstrap Farmer. And they were kind of expensive, but I found these, like a 3-pack is $1.50. So this works perfect for me. This will be my second full year of using these, and they still look perfect. I did spend yesterday bleaching all of my trays. I do have the Bootstrap trays though. I will, if you're going to spend money on something, it needs to be the trays. Highly recommend these. I'll show you those here in a little bit when we take things apart here. Anyway, so I can probably fit, I'll probably start about 5 to 8 peppers in the little cups, and probably 20 to 30 tomatoes will go in one of these filled with soil. So I'll just explain as we go. Another thing that I do a little differently is, you can see I've stacked my trays. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th tray is the one that will actually hold the cups. And so instead of me trying to rig up some kind of pulley system for my lights, this was easier for me just to stack the trays. And as my plants get bigger, I will remove a tray. And so eventually, probably within, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, I'm going to be down to maybe this bottom tray. And as my plants are getting bigger, there's going to come a point where I'm going to separate them out of their block style container. They're going to go into individual cups. And at that point, I'm going to need more trays. So it just works out for me that as I get bigger plants, I take away the trays, then I use the trays to pot up these seedlings. So it's going to work out. It worked out. I've been doing this probably, this is my 3rd year with this window set up, and it just works for me. Is that backwards? It's probably backwards. These are what I buy. So let me see if it says the size. I can't read it without my glasses. I think you get 3 of these. Yes, it's 3 for $1.50. I think I have bought so many. I have more in storage because I don't ever want to run out of these. I love them for starting my plants. So that's the basic setup. I'm getting ready to test my lights, make sure they're working. They should be fine. And so about 6 of those cups, the bigger ones, will fit right here. And then you can put, goodness, quite a few of the little ones there. And so I need to find my heat mat. I have 2 heat mats. So 2 of these trays, 2 of the bigger ones, will be on heat. That's primarily eggplant and pepper. Tomatoes do much better without the heat. So they'll go over here on this side where I've got smaller trays. So let's flip the camera and get busy. I really like the Burpee seed starting mix, and I use that quite often. This year, though, I wanted to use up some stuff I had. So I added perlite, the coconut coir, and I just mixed it all, broke up any little chunks, which there were no like chunks of mulch. It was more just where there was clumping. Watered with some rainwater until I got it to a nice moist consistency. And you can test that by squeezing the dirt in your palm. And if you got a nice partially held together clump, you're good. So these are the 10 by 10 trays from Bootstrap Farmer. Made in the USA, and you can see there's no give to them. Like, it's a solid tray. It's not bending, it's not crushing. It's worth the investment. So I use their trays only now. I do have some of my older ones still left. And these are the Target trays that I told you about. I just placed an order to get a few more packs, and they are $2 a pack now, but it's still a bargain. You can see I drilled the holes, and they're nice and flexible. You can just fit them in. For these 10 by 10s, I can put 2 of these and 3 of the little ones. And so now it's time to put in some dirt, and we will get to planting our nightshades and a few other things that need some warmth. Nice and sturdy. Love these trays. I use 2 different methods to block. So these seeds, the first is to make little divot holes here, and then I just put the seed in and cover it with a little bit of soil that's already there in the container. This works fine. It takes more time. The second method, which personally I kind of prefer, is just to kind of sprinkle the seeds and then add the amount of soil to give you the proper depth. That's the quick and easy way. For some reason, I decided to do this individual whole in seed method with my tomatoes. Maybe it was just therapeutic for me for this particular night. It was late at night. But the easier way is method 2. Either way, you're not wasting seeds, because what germinates, and it's, you're not doing 2 or 3 seeds per little individual pocket, and then you have to cut 2 off. I like this method because I don't have to waste seeds. So it's my favorite way to sow my nightshades here in the spring. Alright guys, so that was a several day process that I quickly condensed into a very short little video for you guys. There is our indoor tomato plant with his light above him. He's doing great in his new home and location. And this is our setup. So I want to show you how close the lights actually will be to my plants, if I can get my camera to focus. There's not much space there. You want your lights really, really close. Like super duper close. I'll put my hand here for reference. Now I do not have my lights on yet because well, my plants haven't germinated. So for these particular plants, this is mostly nightshades and a few herbs. They are under soil, a little bit of soil, and they don't need light to germinate, but they need warmth. So this level and this level, they both have a heating mat. It's working. I tested it. Tested my lights. My lights are working. And right before my seeds break the soil level, I will turn on my lights. And what I also might do is actually start putting my guys outside. If it's warm enough, they will go out, because I hate to harden off plants. So the more I can give my plants sunlight, and the earlier that I can get them used to it, the easier my life is. I really don't like hardening off plants. So if it's above, say, 60-ish, I will probably put my trays outside from the very, very, very beginning. That way they are getting used to that sun as if they were a seedling or a seed popping out of the soil outside. They would be exposed to the sun. And I've had volunteer tomatoes in my garden many times. They do just fine. They're not growing indoors under lights. They're able to sprout, be accustomed to that sunlight, because that's all they've ever known. So I'm hoping to do that with my trays, get them in the sun as much as possible, as early as possible, to make my life easier. I have sunburned tomato plants before. I have exposed them to too much cold before. I have exposed them to too much wind. So I just want to make it easier on myself by exposing them as early as possible to as much elements as possible. That's just a little tangent. Sorry I went off on. I'm just telling myself that, but if it helps you too, I hope it does. But that's my goal for me, is to do better with getting them acclimated so much sooner, just to make things easier. So I have all of the trays pretty much full. I'm waiting on still 4 seed packets that should be coming in the mail today or tomorrow. So everything's ready to go. Remember, as my little seeds pop out and become seedlings, let me think, probably in about a week or 2 after they emerge, I'm going to try to divide them, and they'll each get their own little cup. And I will have more trays of more cups as these guys get bigger. It's going to be a really complicated dance at one point, and you'll see that. And it was last spring. I mean, it was a crazy mess trying to keep these plants alive when we had cold weather in April. I'll put some pictures up if I can find them. I'm not sure if I can pull those up, but I'll put them at the end of this video. So I think I covered everything for my setup. I covered lights, my trays, the importance of being so close to that light. Well, I do cover my plants in plastic wrap until they germinate. So as soon as I start to see a few in each cup germinating, I will take that off. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I'll give you an update. Probably let's aim for optimistic 7 days. I'm going to hope 7 to 10 days I have some of these nightshades germinating. Maybe take a little longer on the peppers. All the peppers are in the sections with the heat. And I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments. I kind of hodgepodge this video together over the course of 2 to 3 days. So I may have missed something, maybe not. So I'll keep my lights on about probably 10 plus to 12 hours a day. I'd say 10 to 12 hours a day, maybe 12 to 14. It depends on how much I can put them outside. If I have great weather and my plants are going out from an early age and getting used to that sun, they may not need that much from the grow light. So we will see. So this is my setup in my kitchen window in my suburban home, and it works for me. I'm going to make a separate video here in just a few minutes and talk about all the varieties that are in these containers, because it would just make this video way too long. So if you want to hear about my eggplants, peppers, tomatoes, some select herbs that are in these containers, stay tuned for that next video, guys, and I will talk to you soon. I hope you're having a great gardening day. Bye.